A master falconer and a passionate outdoorsman. These mountains have been his home for the past 3 decades. He knows them as well as anyone, and I'm sure he's got an unforgettable fishing trip in store. Hello, Howard.
Hi, Brian.
Who's this?
Oh, that's my falcon.
And who's this?
That's Gunther, my special hunting dog. Would you like to meet Bonnie?
Sure would.
She's a peregrine falcon. She's 8 years old and star of the show here at Falcon Sledge.
Oh, look.
Isn't she beautiful?
She is. How do you become a falconer?
Well, you begin by taking a written test. After you successfully pass the written test, you serve a 2-year apprenticeship with a master or general falconer. Then you become a general falconer. After a total of 7 years, you can become a master falconer.
I see. Wow, now I've heard these animals are some of the fastest in the world. Is it true?
It is true, Brian. In level flight, Bonnie can fly 75 miles an hour. In the stoop, 200 or over 200 miles an hour. If you come here during the falconry season, I can show you that.
So when's the falconry season?
Well, it runs from the 1st of October until the end of February by federal regulation.
So what exactly are you doing out here?
Well, what I'm doing is I'm maintaining the relationship that Bonnie has with Gunther, I have with Bonnie, and that all 3 of us have together as hunting partners.
I see.
Why don't I hood up Bonnie and we'll head on up to Falcon Sledge and I'll show you around.
Great. Come on, Gunther. So why do you put a hood on Bonnie?
Well, hooding a falcon keeps it calm. Since we're moving from place to place, there's a lot of visual stimuli, and we want to keep Bonnie on the fist. When we hood the falcon, it puts her kind of in a semi-sleep state.
So how'd you get her used to the hood?
I found the best way to get a falcon used to the hood is to associate it with something positive, like eating. Well, enough about Bonnie. You came here to learn about fly fishing.
Yes, I did.
Well, I've found with fly fishing, the best way to learn fly fishing is to begin with a guide. The guide will teach you about the environment, teach you about entomology, and he may even help you catch a fish.
Yeah, but can he teach me how to cast?
Well, as a matter of fact, that'll probably be the first lesson. Spencer Higa is going to be your guide today, and he's been fly fishing since he could hold a rod. He's been guiding for me for 9 years, and he's the head of the Orvis Fly Fishing School in Salt Lake City.
Sounds like he's my man.
He is. Let's go meet him. Hey, Spencer.
Hello, Howard. You must be Brian.
Yes, I am.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you. I hear you've been fishing most of your life.
That's right. Howard and my father are old-time fishing friends, and when I came along, I wanted to be a part of it, and they taught me everything they know.
Is that right?
Well, almost everything he knows.
Have you ever fly fished before?
No, I haven't.
Well, that's okay. We'll get you casting like a pro in no time.
I sure hope so.
I can see you're in capable hands, so I'm going to take Bonnie. We have some other commitments, and we'll check back with you later. And good luck and catch a lot of fish.
Thanks, Howard.
Thanks, Howard. Well, first of all, let's get you familiar with some of the gear.
Okay.
Okay, Brian. Clothing, very important when we're out fishing. Good pair of sunglasses. You have a pair of sunglasses?
Yes, I do.
Okay, make sure you bring them. Not only protects you from the sun, but also catching a hook in the eye.
Oh, okay.
A hat. Do you have a hat?
No, I don't.
Okay, here's a hat for you. Helps keep the sun out of your face.
All right.
Now, Brian, I like that shirt, but I don't want to scare the fish. Let's try to blend in with our surroundings.
Okay.
I got you another shirt right here.
All right.
Okay, here's a vest. This is important. It's going to keep all our gear, all our gadgets, lots of pockets here. This is a zinger. This is a little gadget that retracts and holds your tools so they're easy to access.
So I won't need my pack?
That's right. You can get rid of your pack.
Great.
I have a vest also, but I prefer a waist pack and a chest pack. The waist goes down here, the chest goes up here, everything's right in front of me.
Okay.
Okay, here's a wet wading shoe, standard wading shoe with felt bottom.
Why would I need a felt bottom?
Okay, the felt bottom is going to help you not slip on any rocks. When you're fishing and wading through the water, the rocks there's algae on them, so you're going to slip on the rocks. This is going to help you not slip on any rocks.
Okay.
Okay, rain jacket. Up in the mountains, weather's unpredictable. I always carry a rain jacket.
I have one.
Okay, good. Breathable waders, a must. I got you a pair right here.
Great.
Okay. First aid kit. You never want to leave home without one.
Sure.
Snacks. I don't know about you, but I always get hungry when I'm fishing.
Oh, yeah.
So I bring snacks with me. Water. Utah's very dry, so you're going to want to drink lots of water. Fish's food right here. This is the flies, the dry flies and the nymphs, or the wet flies. Dry flies float on top of the water. Nymphs sink below the water. Split shot helps those sink down below where the fish are going to be. This strike indicators help us detect a strike on those nymphs. We've got leaders that go on the end of your fly lines, tippets that goes on the end of your leaders, and then we've got reels right over here. Depending on what kind of fly rod we're going to be using, we're going to match it up with a reel.
So what kind of rod are we going to be using?
Okay, Brian, let me show you. Okay, Brian. Just hang on to this rod here.
All right.
Okay, this is a traditional reel. It holds a 5-weight line. This is a large arbor reel. This one's going to hold a 1, 2, or a 3-weight line. This is a 5-weight rod, so that's why we've matched up the 5-weight line on this reel here for you. This is a 3-weight rod, so that's why we've matched the 3-weight line up on this rod.
Okay.
Can you tell the difference between the two rods here?
Yeah, one's longer than the other.
That's right. Okay. This is a 9-foot rod. This is a 7'9" rod. This is a traditional rod where we're gonna, practice our basics, and you're gonna have a lot of room behind you. You're not gonna get tangled up in anything. This one's gonna be a rod we're gonna use up in the mountains for when we have vegetation behind us. It's gonna be a little harder to get a back cast so we don't get tangled up.
All right. Is that where I'm going to be practicing?
No, Brian. Actually, we're going to get changed into our gear, head up the hill to a pond called Nighthawk.
Okay. So you can actually catch fish on still water?
Absolutely. Still waters gives you a great opportunity to learn every aspect of fly fishing, from catching the fish to landing it and releasing it.
So I'm assuming this pond has been stocked.
Well, initially it was stocked about 10 years ago, but the fish have actually become self-sustaining breeding populations.
So you actually think I can catch a fish?
Well, there are a few fish in here. If they're temperamental and we're not going to catch them, we have 7 other ponds on the property that we can choose from.
All right, well, let's get started.
Okay, well, let's get started with the grip.
Okay.
First of all, you want to grip your rod firmly. You don't want to squeeze it. You want your thumb on top.
All right.
Okay, first of all, we're going to, just to practice, we're going to strip 20 feet of line off the reel.
All right.
And we're going to let it out slowly.
All right.
Okay?
So you don't want to let all 20 feet out at one time.
Exactly. Okay, we're going to come back to 12 o'clock. We're going to pause, wait for our line to straighten out, come forward to 10 o'clock. Let the line land on the water.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll come back to 12 o'clock, 10 o'clock, let the line land on the water.
All right.
Okay, Brian, give it a try.
Great.
12 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
Good.
I guess you shouldn't let the whole line
Yeah, it's
out
okay.
once.
We're just practicing now.
All right. 10 o'clock.
Good. Good job, Brian.
So what do you do with your wrist?
Okay, that's a good question. You want to keep it straight. You don't want to break it. If you break your wrist, your rod's going to go behind you, the line's going to go down to the ground. You keep it straight up in the air, your line's going to stay up in the air.
Okay.
Okay? Good. Cast, Brian. All right.
All right.
Okay. Now let's get you untangled. That wind's gonna mess us up a little bit, so the wind's coming this way. Okay. That's your best one right there. Okay. Relax your arm just a little bit more. Just kinda, you wanna come back, just nice and easy, nice and smooth. There. Cool. Good. Hey, Brian, looking good.
Feels pretty good.
So good, in fact, you're ready for a fly.
All right.
Let me show you what we've got here.
Okay.
We're gonna be fishing the still waters. Best way to fish the still waters is with a dry dropper system.
Okay.
So the dry fly is gonna be on top, the nymph is gonna be underneath the water.
So this is the dry and this is the drop.
Correct.
Okay.
So what you're gonna wanna do is watch the top fly. If it goes underneath, set the hook, because that means the fish is taking our little lightning bug here.
2 hooks, 2 for 1 special.
That's right, we'll have a chance to catch 2 fish.
All right.
Let's get going.
I think I got one.
All right, Brian, keep it tight.
Okay.
Let go with your left hand, let go with your left hand. Yeah, there.
Oh, I got him.
Touch that with your left hand.
All right. So basically with the line straight up, we're just tiring him.
Exactly, we're putting tension on him.
Yeah.
So every time he wants to make a run, he's got to fight the tip of that rod as well.
He looks like a huge fish.
It's a good fish.
Mm-hmm. I think that got him. I think that was one last effort.
Yeah, one last little run. Okay, Brian, nice job.
So what kind is he?
That's a nice fish, Brian. It's a rainbow trout.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he's about 17 and a half inches long. You want to release him?
Sure.
Okay, go ahead and get your hand wet so we don't rub the slimy film off the side of him. Kind of cradle him underneath. Nice and easy. Put his head back in the water just like that.
It's a beautiful fish.
Good job, Brian.
What a fighter.
Good job. All right. You did good. So, Brian, how was it catching your first fish today?
Oh, it's terrific. He was a real fighter.
Well, good. Well, you've learned a lot here on the still waters. What do you say we change up our strategy and hit the rivers?
I like the sound of that.
Okay. Here on the still waters, you've learned to throw a fly to the fish. Up on the rivers, we have a current. That current is going to take our fly to the fish for us.
Now, that sounds a little easier.
Well, it can be. Let me show you where we're going to go.
Okay.
Okay, Brian, here we are. We're right here. We're at an elevation of 6,500 feet. We're going to be traveling north to the high Uintas. There's Rock Creek, Moon Lake, Yellowstone, Swift Creek, and Uinta Canyon. However, my favorite is the Yellowstone.
Now, why is that?
Well, there's an indigenous strain of cutthroat that's very challenging for an angler. Also, if we have a little bit of sunlight, we can hike right here and see if we can see Kings Peak, which is Utah's highest peak.
All right.
Okay, and then we're going to travel down south here. We're going to go down to the Strawberry Pinnacles, which we'll have a chance of catching a trophy fish.
I like the sound of that now.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's go. Sure does look different around here.
It does. Hold on a second, Brian. The reason why it looks different is because we're at a higher elevation.
Does the elevation affect the fishing?
Absolutely. As a rule, the higher the elevation, the smaller the fish.
Why is that? Less oxygen or something?
No, it has more to do with water temperature. As we get higher up in the mountains, the water temperature drops. Therefore, the fish's metabolic rate drops as well.
So what happens? Colder water equals smaller fish or something?
Exactly. Another effect of the colder water is it doesn't support a lot of airborne insects. So these fish in here are probably going to be eating a lot more submerged food.
So what are we going to use, our wet flies?
Well, that's a good bet, but let's look at the river first and see what's going on.
All right.
Much like a kayaker scouts his rapid, we're going to scout the river, but we're looking for clues like water quality, water temperature, is there any insect activity, or boulders or sticks in the water where the fish could be hiding behind.
So you got to really be in tune with your surroundings.
You do, it's critical. That's where all your clues are coming from. You don't necessarily have to think like a fish, but you have to know what the fish are thinking.
So what kind of fish we're going to find here in Yellowstone?
Mostly rainbows, but if we're lucky, we'll catch a few brook trout.
Well, let's go fishing.
Let's go. Some line. Good. Okay, leave it right there. Now, if he comes up, set the hook. There you go, set it. There you go, good. Whoa, good job, Brian. Good job. Nice job. Watch it, watch it.
Come on, come to daddy.
God, there he is. All right, good.
Oh, I missed him,
You missed him? Let's go a little more to the right. Let's try that side again. When you're working a pool or a riffle like this, you want to work. There you go. Nice, Brian. Good job. Good job. Keep it straight up in the air. Keep your rod straight up in the air. Walk over to the left. Actually, oh, here we go. Here he is. Okay, good. Okay. Oh, you stay right there. Stay right there. You just raise your rod tip in the air.
I just don't want to take him out of the water.
Yeah, that was just pulling back this way.
All right, you got him? Got him?
Got him.
Great.
All right, he sucked this down kind of deep. What we're gonna do is take this fly, push it back this way, and pop it right out like that.
All right.
Okay? Okay, your false casts are great. You're stopping right at 12 on those false casts. Just think of that last cast to get the fly out there like your false cast, just like that. Perfect. Because it seems like when you want to get that fly out there, you rear back just a little bit more. You want to get it out there. So just stop it, and just pretend it's a false cast and get it out there. Okay, Brian, you notice on the still waters, we were actually casting to the fish we could see. Here it's a little bit harder to see where the fish are, so this current is actually going to take the fly right to the fish for us.
Here we go. Oh, got one.
Nice.
All right. I'm going to bring him to you, Span.
Okay, bring him in.
He's right under that rock.
Got him.
All right. What we got there?
Okay, Brian, this is a brook trout. As you can see, he's a little bit different than the rest of them.
Yeah, a little bit different more.
See
Look
his
at the color.
So you've never caught a brook trout before, huh?
No, I haven't.
Well, good. This is your first one.
Look at all these colors.
Aren't they beautiful? Really nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, you got a fish.
I got
You
one. I got one.
There you go.
All right,
Good.
all right.
Good. Keep it line tight.
Okay.
Your
Now
rod
reel in.
straight.
Can
Your
I
rod
reel in?
straight up in the air. Keep reeling. Keep reeling. Keep
Okay.
it tight. You don't want any slack on that line.
Okay. I can't see him. He's in the sun.
He's right here.
Right there?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Work him all the way over here. That's good right there. That's good, Brian.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
All right. Here, grab me. Let me hold your rod.
There you go. Thank you, Brian. Okay, Brian.
All right.
Here you go. It's a rainbow. It's a rainbow. Good fish. Well, this is our fourth fish, and rather than catch our limit, let's limit our catch. It's safer for the environment.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Okay, let's let him go.
All right.
Get the hook out here. Sometimes they get in deep. Okay, and there he goes.
I tell you what, my arm was getting kind of tired anyways.
Okay, well, let's take a break. How about a hike?
Sounds good.
Okay, let's wade on out of here.
All right. Now that's incredible.
It sure is, Brian. Hey, how you feeling?
Working pretty hard.
Okay, well, I'm not surprised. I was actually about to compliment you. We're at 10,500 feet right here, which is no small feat for someone coming from sea level.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely feeling the burn.
Well, let's take a break. I'm sure we could both use a little water.
Yeah, and one of us needs a little bit of air.
And that's another reason why we're up here. This is some of the cleanest air you can breathe anywhere. It's what the Forest Service refers to as a Class 2 air envelope.
Now, how do they know that?
Well, they have a device like this one here they measure the air quality with.
That birdhouse thing?
Yeah, I'm not sure how they use it, but that's how they measure the quality of the air.
Oh, what makes air so special up here? Why is it so clean?
Well, it's a combination of how remote and how high up we are here in the Uintas.
Okay.
So take a deep breath. There may not be a lot of oxygen up here, but it's quality oxygen.
I know we're way up here, that's for sure.
We sure are, Brian. And over here to the left, you can see to the west is Utah, Wyoming to the north, Colorado to the east, and right over here, Brian,
All right.
is Kings Peak, Utah's highest point at 13,528 feet.
Now that's up there.
It sure is.
Well, I'm feeling pretty good. How about we go back to fishing?
Hey, that's what I like to hear. How would you like to learn a new fly fishing technique?
Sure.
Hey, I'll show you.
It's awfully shallow through here, Spence.
Yeah, this is Hell's Canyon Creek. This is where we're going to start dapping.
Dapping?
Yeah, dapping is the most simplest form of fly fishing, also the most handy.
So that's what you've been doing, looking for a place to dap?
Right. Well, Brian, let's start with a question first of all. Take a look around. Tell me what you see.
Well, I see a shallow stream, a lot of rock, and trees that are really close in.
That's exactly it. Dapping is a technique used when there's a limited amount of space in which to cast.
Oh, okay.
First of all, we strip some line off, lay it down in the water, and we're going to put our fly on top of the water ever so slightly and just dab.
Okay. So what exactly are we looking for?
We're looking for an indigenous strain of cutthroat. They're about 6 to 8 inches of endemic trout.
Oh, I'd like to see one of those.
Yeah, me too. I see 2 fish right over here. What we're going to do is we're going to lay our fly down, do a little dapping, see if we can catch them.
All right.
There he is.
Oh, you got one.
Oh, shoot. Almost had him there. Almost.
You know, you would think that fishing in a small stream where it's so concentrated like this would be a lot easier.
That's what most people think, but as you can see, it's a little more difficult than that. Well, Brian, I'm looking at the weather here. It looks like we're losing a little daylight.
Yeah.
What do you say we head on down to lower elevation and see if we can catch some more fish?
Sure thing.
probably gonna hit that hole right over there.
So what are you doing, Spence?
Well, Brian, I'm turning over the rocks here. It's one of the best ways to figure out what the fish are eating. As you can see here, we've got some stonefly nymphs,
Oh, yeah.
lots of case caddis, and there's a few mayfly nymphs in there as well. But before we got down here, I noticed a few adult caddisflies around the edge of the river here.
Okay.
So what we'll probably do is start out with the dry fly. You know, we may go back to the nymph, but this will be a good chance for you to catch a fish on a dry fly.
And that's what we're going to catch that trophy-sized trout on, right?
That's right.
All right. How big is a trophy-sized trout?
Well, anywhere from 14 to 21 inches, weighing between 3 to 5 pounds. Right here, we're at a lower elevation, so the water temperature is 45 to 55 degrees. It's ideal for trout. It's much warmer. So the warmer water also supports more insect life. So the fish are going to feed more and get bigger.
All right. Well, what kind of fish are we going to find here in this river?
Well, the Strawberry River is primarily known for its brown trout, but we may hook into a few rainbows as well.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, I sure have caught the fishing bug. Let's
Good.
get going.
Okay, there's a hole right here.
All right.
Try to get one up against the edge there, Brian.
Okay.
Right on the bank.
Try that fly off.
There you go. Good cast.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, that was a good drift. Good drift. Let's try that fly off there. Okay, Brian, I'm going to land him right here.
Okay.
This is a brown.
Boy, he's a fighter, isn't he?
He sure is.
Look at him go.
Okay, I'm going to let him run. If he wants to run, I'm going to let him run. But
Yeah, he's a strong one. Don't lose him.
Oh, he's going to get up in those trees there. Let's try to stop him. Maybe we can land him on this side, Brian.
Yeah, bring him over here.
Oh, yeah, don't touch that yet. Not yet. Let's wait till he's tired.
He's right here. I'm going to reach down and grab him. You got him right there.
Okay.
Bring him over.
Hold up here. Not yet, not yet. There he is. Oh. Okay, Brian, this is a brown trout, typical
He's a beauty.
Strawberry River brown trout. Whoa, 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 whoa. He's ready to go. He's about 16.5 inches.
Yeah.
He weighs maybe 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds.
Good catch.
This is a good fish, good fish. Okay, Brian, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the hook out, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my hemostats. I'm gonna grab the fly, turn it,
Where he wants to go.
right there. And Brian, I'm gonna let you release this fish.
All right.
Boy, he's hands are wet. Point his head out towards the river there.
There he goes.
There he goes.
Be caught another
Good job.
day. Yeah,
all
let's
right.
catch him at him.
Okay. Good cast there, Brian. Good job. Let's get one up there on the edge.
All right.
There you go. Good, let's get one more up there.
All right. They kind of like hanging out there on the edge, don't they?
They do. They don't like the fast water, so they're going to move to the slack water. They just don't like fighting that current. But that's good, Brian. You're learning how to read the water, and your casting looks great. In fact, you don't even need me anymore.
You sure?
That's right. I'll tell you what, I'm going to change my fly, and I'll catch up with you.
All right. You know, there's nothing more tranquil than fly fishing a high mountain stream. The thrill of catching any sized trout here in this pristine environment is unparalleled. I'd like to thank Howard Brinkerhoff for introducing me to Spencer, one of the best fly fishermen I think I've ever seen. We're going to hang out here for just a little bit longer and see if I can land my trophy-sized brown, and we'll see you on the next Trailside.
To order home videos of this or any other Trailside program, or to order a Trailside guidebook, call 1-800-TRAILSIDE.
Rip him
I
in.
got a rock.